Have you ever heard about the story of the elephant in the dark room? When several people were in the dark room trying to understand what is that creature by touching it. Someone touching the trunk and telling it's a giant snake. Somebody touching the legs and telling it's the wall. And someone touching the ears, telling perhaps a fan, and so forth. Everybody was insisting they are right and the other person is wrong or lying. This story reminds us to think about our reality not from the lens of our own eyes, but from the lens of all the people. And think about people's ideas as a piece of puzzle. If we put together every piece of puzzle, then we could see the bigger picture. My name is Samuel and I am a data scientist. I've always wondered, what is the nature of reality? Where am I heading to? What is my consciousness? I want to start a journey by exploring the nature of reality through the words of the biggest minds in all human history. And by putting together the piece of puzzles from the lens of different philosophers and physicists, trying to understand how the world works and what is the nature of our reality. If you would like to join me, please subscribe and get the conversation going on in comment. Well, let's get it started.
Arthur Schopenhauer, a renowned 19th century German philosopher, is known for his deep metaphysical insights into reality. Schopenhauer's philosophy is largely characterized by his ideas on will, human suffering, the nature of perception, and the understanding of life. In Schopenhauer's philosophy, the will holds a primary position. He urges that the metaphysical reality underneath all appearances is the will, a chaotic, aimless force driving all acts of nature, including human actions. Schopenhauer saw the will as irrational and often harmful, producing more suffering than pleasure. While deterministic in its nature, it manifests in objects, animals, and humans with increasing complexity and self-awareness. We can see the manifestation of the will in diverse aspects of modern society: the relentless drive for economic growth, the insatiable consumer culture, and the endless pursuit of power and status. Schopenhauer's concept of the world as representation offers a unique understanding of perception. In his view, our minds mediate the world, creating a subjective representation that does not reflect the objective reality. Schopenhauer suggests that representation arises from bodily sensations, and perceptions always involve a mental interpretation. This philosophical viewpoint is highly relevant to today's post-truth world, where perceptions often supersede facts, truth is frequently manipulated, and personal biases impact our interpretation of reality. Suffering is a cornerstone of Schopenhauer's philosophy. He argued that life is essentially suffering, driven by the endless striving and desiring of the will. All satisfaction or happiness is simply relief from desire and therefore suffering. This pessimistic worldview could be seen as a precursor to ideas prevalent in existentialist and even absurdist thought. It resonates with current societal concerns too, prompting us to question the endless pursuits of material wealth and social status as we seek to mitigate suffering and find meaning in life. For Schopenhauer, aesthetics and asceticism provide avenues for liberation from the suffering caused by the will.
Aesthetic experiences allow us to momentarily escape the cycle of want, satisfy, suffer.
Similarly, asceticism, renouncing worldly desires, represents a more drastic path of resistance against the will, leading to a certain peace. In the wake of consumerism and overstimulation in our time, there is a growing interest in minimalism and mindfulness practices, which indeed mirror Schopenhauer's belief in the liberating potential of aesthetic contemplation and ascetic living.